Welcome back to Let the Quran Speak. We have with us a special guest, Hamza Moin. He's the inspiration behind ManiacMuslim.com, which is a website that pokes fun at Muslims, uses sarcasm, satire, to point out some of the strangenesses within Muslim communities. Hamza Moin has written articles such as Lower Your Gaze Book, an annoying stalker brothers. We'll be talking about some of those articles today. Hamza, welcome to Let the Quran Speak.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on the show.
It's a pleasure to have you. So why did you decide to come up with this idea of Maniac Muslim?
Well, I think my main inspiration was that I was finding that the true voice for the mainstream Muslims weren't really there, at least on the internet. I was finding that there was either Muslims that are either too liberal or too conservative in a way that I guess there's two extremes in that sense. So what I want to do is try to give a voice to the mainstream Muslims, but at the same time write humorous articles that many people will find relevant.
I saw a sort of review of your article where someone said, well, you still managed to stay conservative, although you're writing humorously about different issues.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that'll be like one of the better compliments I would receive. Like,
okay.
I guess the way I see it, I mean, if conservative people think I'm too liberal, and if liberal people think I'm too conservative, I think that's the path that I want to be on, right? I want to be right on the middle path.
Is there a purpose behind your site or what you've done in the past?
I mean, I guess initially it was a bit more aimless. Like, I guess I just wanted a
entertainment.
Place, I guess an entertainment, just a place that I can put my articles, people can read it, laugh, they'll send me some reviews. But now it's a bit more purposeful. Now I've kind of realized, you know, maybe I can kind of take this gift that I may have and use it in a positive way. Use it for, I guess, for Allah's sake, and kind of give people some inspiration. Some morals that they can take. Can
you give us a taste of some of what the site ManiacMuslim.com includes?
Well, I guess a lot of it deals with. I've divided into 4 categories. So I have things like things that self-help, community involvement, fake news. I write a lot about fake news, similar to what The Onion is, but it's kind of Muslimish. Things like, you know, a new Muslim video game came out, and it's like a game about like prayer, and I have like a fake news article about that. But the most popular part of the website is probably gender relations.
And you write a lot about that.
I try not to, because people get really upset when I write too much about it. I'm obviously not an expert on gender relations. But that's usually one of the most popular parts of the website. In fact, my first big article was an article about an online marriage. So 2 people are getting married in an MSN chat room.
Yes, so. and what are the different characters that are included in that chat?
Well, the interesting thing about this article is that it made me read a lot about the fiqh or the laws of what makes an Islamic marriage happen. So it needs 2 witnesses, it needs an imam, it needs the father of the the wali of the bride, and so I had developed all these characters. They all had their own little quirks, and they're all online. But just so viewers know, you can't get married online, in case people are excited. Oh, really? But no, you can't get married online.
You wrote an interesting article about uncles in the masjid and some of the weird things that they do.
Yes.
Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
That just it was actually inspired by I think we were having an open house at the mosque, and I was just I found that there's a lot of diversity amongst masjids. I mean, we were a very diverse community. I mean, you'll find that there's different kinds of uncles being the elder people in the community, and some are can be angry, and they might give youth a bad time. And what I wanted to do with the website was as well to kind of show the Muslim community and kind of poke fun at some of the things that might be un-Islamic. So I'm not poking fun of things that are like, you know, the pious religious people in the community. I'm poking fun at more of the people that might be, that might include things that are not really part of the religion.
So how do you respond to people who say you're making a mockery of Islam or making a mockery of Muslims?
Well, I usually try not to respond to them.
Okay.
I find that's a waste of time. Just because if you respond, and I'm taking time to respond, and they'll reply back, and, you know, even angrier, all caps lock, just writing things about like, I'm a bad Muslim, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. But I just find it's a waste of time, and I try to ignore a lot of the I guess unconstructive criticism is a polite way of saying what they say to me.
Now, you're using comedy and humor. Do you find that different audiences respond differently? For example, age, depending on gender, depending on where people live, that sort of thing?
I do find demographics play a huge part in the website and comedy as well. I find that the people that the website most appeals to are people that are in the university, high school age, maybe a bit postgraduate of university and college, as well as guys and girls alike in that age range. Anything older than that, like my parents' generation, they don't really understand what I'm doing. In fact, some people might think it's an outright mockery of Islam, and I have to keep telling people it's not a mockery of the religion. It's not a mockery of, you know, good Muslims. It's a mockery of some of the weird things that happen in our community that are not part of the religion.
So why do you think it's necessary for us to include this comedy, humor element?
Well, I find that it's basically just, it's sort of rekindling what we've done in the past. You know, we've had amazing comedians in the past. Mullah Nasruddin he's really a hero in Turkey. He was known for playing with tons of practical jokes. He's probably regarded as one of the greatest satirical people ever to live. And we have kind of lost that tradition over the last few years. So that's what I'm hoping to do with comedy, and trying to inspire people to kind of really get back into that mode.
All right, thank you for that.
No problem.
We'll take a break. When we come back, we will look at the arts. Why does Muslim and arts seem to be a contradiction? We'll look at that later.